Let's go. We're live. Back once again, ladies and gentlemen. Real Cannabis Entrepreneur. We're here for another webinar series, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to get everything queued up, let everybody get queued in. Remember your chat, guys. Hit that chat this week. We got a lot of good action, man, and we're going to cover it fast. You know how we do here at Real Canna, man. Let me just get all my stuff situated, and then we're gonna bring some special guests on, get going with some goodness. You know how we do, Real Canna in the building. And I got to start off with a little right? We got Gary Cohen behind the scenes right here. Gary Cohen behind the scenes, right? I'm not sure if he's hearing me yet. All right, but let's make sure everybody's coming in here. Gary, do you see me back there? I want you to shake your head if you see me, Gary Cohen, backstage. He doesn't hear me yet, but he's back there. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody just come on in, man. We're going to get everything rocking and rolling. How we do here, Real Canna. Welcome, everybody. Hit the chat, everybody. If you on YouTube, what's up, Gaetano in the building? What's up, baby? Let's go. We're here, Gaetano. Yes, we are here. Yes, man. Coming on. Alfonso, what's up, brother? Big up. Chicago in the building. Checking in. Chicago's checking in, baby. Chicago's checking in. Big up to you, Alfonso. Big up to Illinois, man. Broke some records this month with some revenue records, man. They did about $120 million in Illinois. I think they did 140. It's one of the highest outside of California that's breaking records. Besides Missouri going nuts, man. Missouri's doing crazy numbers, man. Big up to Missouri. Jersey, we're next up to do these numbers. Let's go. Kurt from Denver's in the building. Let's go. Kurt from Denver's in the building. My man Kurt. All right, Gaetano, everybody in the chat, let me know if my music's okay, if you can hear me okay, if everything's clear, my video's clear. You know y'all got to be my eyes and ears, man. You guys are my audio engineer. Gary's in the back, but I don't think he can hear me yet. I see him. I don't think he can hear me, but I see him in the back. Kurt, what's going on, Kurt? All right, man. We're not gonna waste any time today because I know I got a lot of people, man. A lot of people that are going to be stopping in and out today. Wanted to really check this out as we build up and go to get ready for the conference, man. Let me know, guys. How's my audio, guys? Is my audio too loud? Let me know in the chat. If you're on YouTube, you can chat. If you're on Instagram watching us, you can chat. If you're on Facebook, you can chat as well, ladies and gentlemen. We're streaming on all platforms and LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, you can see us as well, but you won't be able to chat on LinkedIn, unfortunately. But everything else is rocking and rolling. So big up to you guys, man. Make sure you guys hit up that chat. Hit up the chat. Yes, looking forward to the show. And special guest, Kurt. That's right, baby. Real Cannabis Entrepreneur Conference, October 5th and 6th, baby. Coming up North New Jersey. We are the largest cannabis conference in New Jersey. And ladies and gentlemen, this one's going to be off the hook this year for 2023. You don't want to miss it. Last year, we overflowed the entire parking lot. We had to upgrade to the largest ballroom in New Jersey, and we still overflowed the parking lot. This year, they got parking attendants and everything ready for us because they know that we're going to bring that fire. All right. Alfonso, we need you here from Chicago, baby. We need you out here from Chicago, man. Let's go. We got to represent to the fullest. All right, Gary, do you hear me back there? I don't know if he still hears me. You hear me? Yeah. Okay. We're going to get ready. We are going to get ready, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get ready because I'm not going to waste much time today. This one's going to be, we got to get right to the point because this is some very important stuff, man. And POS systems, I'm going to tell you guys, when it comes to point of sale systems, this is something that you don't want to take lightly because it's the lifeblood of your entire operation, ladies and gentlemen. It's the system that controls all of the sales, all of the inventory, all of the tracking, the sales data, everything else that is incorporated with this, man. It's super important that POS is that you select. You have to put some significant time, energy, and thought into it because your whole entire business is wrapped up into it, including the payment systems, payment arrangements, integrations, other things you're not thinking about that's going to cost you time, money, cash. And that's the reason why we wanted to get one of the best in the business, POS, man. One of the most advanced, one of the largest in cannabis, man. Making it happen, right? They're doing big numbers, man. They're doing big numbers up in Canada and the U.S., baby. This is the one you want to rock with because why? They got stability. I'm a tech guy. I know about stability when it comes to systems, when it comes to software, when it comes to server infrastructure, man. You cannot play around with this stuff. And you got to have tech heads who don't play around with this stuff. If you're going to pour your whole life business into this, you got to make sure. Big up to everybody. Still coming in. I know how y'all coming late, still trickling in. That's right. What's up? Hit that chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know who's in the building. Gasper, what's up, brother? Integration is key. You ain't lying, Gasper. Integration is key, baby. Integration is key. Absolutely, man. I am an integration guy. And I have to have all of my systems talking to one another, or it becomes a big mess. And the more that you can automate your business, guys, the more that you can have a lifestyle business, the more that you see me do by myself, just me and my wife, right? Doing all this stuff. It's just not because we're doing all this stuff, because we're using automation, we're using our tools, we're using the technology, man, to multiply ourselves. And that's what we got to do, man. And that's what this software, that's why I wanted to put this on today, ladies and gentlemen, so you can understand more about this good software and why we need it and how it's used and all that good stuff. All right. Before we get started, one quick announcement before we get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Real Cannabis Entrepreneur Conference, October 5th and 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss it. This one is probably, I think we're on our 10th or 11th show. In the past 5 years, like we said, we started in 2019, 500 attendees. We sold it out. We had people attend as far as Zimbabwe came over. And then after that, pandemic happened, and we went virtual, baby. And virtual, we did even more numbers. We got even more people from other countries to chime in. And now we got viewers from all over the world that are still watching us, still plug in, still chime in. Big up to all my international people. Big up to my Canadian people. Big up to everybody in the chat. And now we're going big. Last year, we had to upgrade to the biggest ballroom in New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen, and we still overflowed the parking lot. This year's going to be off the hook. Make sure you get your tickets October 5th and 6th. Hold on, I'm not even showing it on screen. October 5th and 6th, my bad. Go to realcanna23.com, realcanna23.com, ladies and gentlemen. And because you guys are hanging out with me today, I guess what, I'm going to give you an extra $20 coupon real quick. $20 coupon, screenshot it, guys. Screenshot it. Webinar Fam 20 off. Webinar Fam 20 off is the coupon code. When you go to checkout, just put in Webinar Fam 20 off. You're going to get that $20 off, baby. That's how we do, man, for you guys coming in and spending some time with us in our webinar, ladies and gentlemen. All right, one last announcement, then we're going to get going. Private Mastermind Group. I know you guys always hound me about it, and we don't open it up except 2 times a year. 2 times a year, and this is the one time, it's actually once a year, actually now. We're down to once a year. Once a year during the conference, we let people in our private mastermind group. We don't let anybody in. You got to be qualified. You got to be a cannabis professional, somebody who really want to do it and has the umph to really make these things happen. We got over 170 professionals in this group, 170 cannabis professionals that we share business ideas, concepts, help each other grow and scale the business, give referrals, references, everything else that we need, man. This is an invaluable group, ladies and gentlemen. It's called our private mastermind group. You hear me talking about it, guys. And I know everybody's been hounding me about it, but we only open it once a year, guys. So realcannabisentrepreneur.com/mastermind. realcannabisentrepreneur.com/mastermind. If you want to surround yourself with a bunch of smart people, a bunch of smart entrepreneurs, this is how you grow business, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you stay in business, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I've been in business for almost 30 years, because I understand how to pivot and how to surround myself with people that are smarter than myself. That's the key, ladies and gentlemen. Surround yourself with people smarter than yourself. If you want to take it to the limit, you can't be sitting there with no poo butts. You got to go with somebody who's smart. That's why I bring on my man, my other Gary Cohen, smart guy, man, making it happen right here. That's why I had to bring him back, because COVID Assist, the system software that I told you guys, I didn't even have any relationship with these individuals before. I was already touting this is the best POS that I thought, because I'm a tech head and I just rip through the stuff and I look at it and I can tell. And I'm going to be honest, guys. Why? Because I want to make sure that all of our businesses, your business, my business, everybody's business is flowing correctly. It's not just about just selling you something. We got to make sure that we are actually making progress together so that we can grow the New Jersey market and the rest of these markets, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be the entrepreneurs that work together to make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. We have to shape and mold it. All right, are y'all alive in the chat? Come on, hit that chat right now. I got to throw up some G's. Kurt, what's up, baby? Alfonso, Sky Channel, throw up some G's right now. Before I bring my man Gary on, I need y'all to throw some G's in the chat. Throw some G's in the chat. Throw some G's in the chat for me right now. Y'all got to let me know you're alive, or I'm not bringing them out. I'm not bringing them out, Casper. Throw some G's in the chat, baby. Let's go. Y'all know how I do. We get hype here. Toronto in the building. Let's go. Okay, the music is, thank you, Toronto. She told me that my music is a little too loud. Y'all know y'all my audio engineer. Don't be scared. Y'all tell me what to do, okay? Something's too loud, you tell me, turn it down, Gary. You tell me something's like this, you just tell me what to do. And that's what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen. We're making a show for you. This is for us. We're the only organization that we are making this for us, baby. This is not a corporation. This is us, independent entrepreneurs that are making it happen and combining to come together. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Lonzo throwing the G's up in the chat. Kurt throwing the G's up in the chat. Gasper throwing the G's up in the chat. Let's bring them out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get them hyped. Ladies and gentlemen. He's in the building without further ado. Let's bring him on. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. Gary Cohen is in the building. He's in the building.
Thank you, G Squared.
How are you, man?
I'm good. It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody. I'm here in Denver.
Yes, good to see you.
I see Kurt's here. Kurt's in Denver. It looks like we got a bunch of New Jersey people. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Can you guys see? Can you see my presentation? Is it up on the screen?
Yep, I got it up here. I'll pull it up for you here. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go. Where'd it go?
Bing. Are you in Bayonne?
Wait, it didn't come up. Let me see. I see it, but it's not showing. Edit name, mirror, surf says. Anything, did it show you anything on your side, Gary? You see anything on your side?
No, I just see Real Cannabis Entrepreneur Conference.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get it right, man. Make sure we get these slides up and going so that we could get, so you guys can see it in full flare, how to choose the technology for your dispensary, how to choose the tech for everything else that you're going to need, right? This is the way that we're going to go into some details about the differences and things that you need to be on the lookout for when it comes to a tech solution. Tech solutions are very difficult sometimes to analyze because there is a ton of different moving parts and little things that you won't think about unless you're a technical person, technically oriented type of individual. All right. So that's the reason why I wanted to bring Gary on here today so that he can explain in grandiose detail some of the small things that you have to look for. And I'm just telling you guys right now, I've been talking to some other operators out here, some other dispensary owners who are just getting going. And I've been hearing some nightmares, some horror stories already in terms of, things not working out and people taking those, not putting enough thought and time and energy into their POS selection, and then getting to the point where, boom, you get up and running and it's kind of too late to go backwards and reverse things. So that's the part, man, that gets scary. All right, let's see if we're going to get these slides up, man. I see them clear as day, but we're going to get them up, ladies and gentlemen, so we can get rocking and rolling, guys. This is all about Cova POS, and I got Gary Cohen here from Cova POS, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Cohen from Cova POS. We're going to load up the slides here, and then we're going to get it going. Let me see. All right. Nope. Still won't show. See, that's this, guys. I always told you guys, right? I'm a marketer. We got to do new stuff. We have to experiment with new stuff. And it doesn't matter if it breaks. It doesn't matter if it doesn't go all the way right? But we're going to get more views and more everything else by using this new and advanced system. Now, Gary, you sent it over to me?
Well, I'm sharing my screen. So that's what you're seeing as a share. Should I stop? Or... Yeah, maybe. Oh, that's probably what it is. Stop sharing your screen for a second. Oh, nope, it went away. Put that back up there, Gary. And then email it to me as well, your presentation, and I'm going to try to pull it on my end just in case. But put that back up because it did take it away. It was there. But this is the name of the game, Gabe. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to play with the tech and make sure we get it right. But this system, as I told you guys, and you guys saw me last week talking to marketing, all my marketing talk, right? And this part is all part of the marketing foray. And you guys are going to see me on stage talking marketing, teaching you more about how to really get your businesses out there and that kind of thing. When it comes to cannabis and having our hands cuffed, not being able to use Facebook, Google, and other things like that. Still not working. All right, Gary, just email it to me because this one. Okay, and I'm sending it to you right now.
Out on here. Gary, can you hear me? I'm sorry. I took myself off. Gary, can you hear me?
Yep,
It's up
I
now.
can hear you. All right, my bad. That was me fiddling around. Something happened, but we got it working. It came up. Something you did on that end, it worked, ladies and gentlemen. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we got the slides up for Gary Cohen, right? Went through a couple of bumps in the road, but we're back, and we got even more people in the house to watch this grandiose presentation, how to choose the technology for your dispensary. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if my music level's right. Let me know if everything is ready. Get ready, Taronda, Gasper, Kurt, Gaetano, Alfonso, all you guys, man. This is going to be some good stuff, and this is some very important things that we need to pay attention to. So without further ado, my man Gary Cohen from Cova.
Hey guys, thanks Gary. Thanks to all of you for tuning into this webinar. What I'm going to do is give you an overview about dispensary technology. And I know Gary's titled this 6 Tips for Choosing Cannabis Point of Sale Software. Well, I'll weave that into the presentation, but what I really wanted to do was give you exposure to all of the different technologies that really impact the operations of a dispensary. I'm not going to go too much into Cova, and I'm not going to make this thing an ad for Cova. What I really want to do is give you guys information. There's some key elements on this slide that we'll dig into the most. We'll talk about integrations and partners. So all the different systems that relate to the point of sale. We'll talk about why the point of sale is really the heart of the technology in a dispensary, because it's the source of truth. It's what holds all of your inventory, all your pricing, and is the connectivity to the traceability system. I think what's also important is to talk about kind of the back-end technology. How reliable is it? How much is it up? And that's important. Well, right now, Cova is the number 1 POS in North America. You might ask, how do we do it? The answer is we specialize in new dispensaries. So new markets, all new markets have brand new dispensaries. And the amount of energy we put into education and training to try to make you successful and our commitment to retail is kind of how it's come together. Well, when we think about all of the different aspects that a dispensary counts on for running their store, there's a lot of different areas or a lot of different tech that comes to play. When you think about going into a dispensary and you see those digital menus and signage, as well as kind of how they're interacting with the customer. How do they keep track of who's in line, which is queuing? How do they take those people into the dispensary? Or how do they deal with them? First in, first out. That's all back-end cannabis technology or POS technology. You guys, a lot of you were on this call we had about 2 weeks ago with one of our partners, Sapphire Risk, about New Jersey and security systems and all of that. Well, security ties into the POS so that you can keep track of fraud or losses or prevent it. I think there's things like the online experience. You'll hear this term omni-channel. What does omni-channel mean? It means you're actually working and selling cannabis in the store, but you also have an online presence. You might have people calling you with orders. You might have a delivery aspect. That's the omni-channel. You're not just a retailer with one channel. You have all these other channels that you're selling and distributing to. So we'll talk about those. The ones with the little marijuana leaves are things we're going to specifically dive into. And when we talk about diving into it, there's a whole ecosystem out there of businesses that support the cannabis industry specifically. When we built Cova at the very start, we built it to enable this whole ecosystem to work with our point of sale. We did it on a technological basis by building our platform on an open API architecture. And what those APIs mean are connections. They're ways for other systems to get into the Cova platform, pull out information or push in information, and that APIs are really just that linking of systems together. So all those companies you see on the screen are a lot of our partners, or like the traceability stuff, Leaf, BioTrack, and Metric, means that we've built or opened ports to allow information to go back and forth between that COVA POS, which again, source of truth, that's the last step in the, or actually, your retail store and the point of sale that's running that store is the last piece of the traceability journey of the cannabis. So from seed to sale, from when it was grown to ultimate, which is tracked from when it was planted all the way through the supply chain to the last step, which is retail. That's the last step, whether it's medical or rec, goes out to the customer. That last step is the point of sale, recording that sale of cannabis and reporting it to the state.
Now,
Gary, yeah, go ahead.
1 second. I wanted to make a comment real quick, guys, because I know Gary talks tech talk, right? And some of you guys might not understand what he's talking about, so I got to break it down in layman's terms. But he's talking open APIs, ladies and gentlemen. Open APIs for us, all us tech heads. That is a beautiful word. That means that, like you said, that you have access to manipulate the system and then do some other things that you can customize it according to your needs. You can integrate other services and things like that. That's why it's showing all of these things up here. It is very you want a company that has open APIs. That's what we look for as technology heads, man. We want to be able to get in there and customize it. So that's what COVA POS also offers you. So I just want to throw that in there real quick, Gary.
Thanks. Mm-hmm. And, when we get those connections, when we connect up with the different systems outside of the point of sale, sometimes there's a cost. Most of the time, there's no cost. But it's one of those questions you need to ask. I'll give you a good example. Over the years, we had partners that had an e-commerce solution. And people said, well, I don't really need that. I've got a cousin who builds websites. He's building my website. Can I tie that into COVA? Well, the answer is he can, but he needs to know how to work with APIs and integrations. If he doesn't, it's not going to work. It's not going to connect up. So when you think about who what you want connected in, you work with us. When you're working with us, we look at what's the feasibility of making that connection. Or here's literally over 100 partner integrations that we've done that have already made all those deep connections into the data. Well, like I said, point of sale is really the heart of your dispensary. The key things that it's doing is inventory management. So how do we order things? How do we pull it, like create a purchase order? When that order shows up at our store, how do we account for it? How do we now realize if an inspector comes from New Jersey to come inspect your store, based on Metric, he knows exactly what should be in your store. He knows what came in the back door. He knows what you've sold out the front door, and that remainder should be in the store right now. Well, that's what that POS is tracking and doing for you. When we talk about cash, in that last New Jersey meeting we had was all about cash. We're a cash industry. We're very, very unique. It poses some risks, poses some problems being a cash business. And do you have systems like your point of sale that is managing and monitoring cash? So that's a big thing. Retail management, remember the 4 Ps from marketing, product, price, promotion, and then place. Place is, how are you selling it? Are you selling it retail, online, or through delivery? And then most important of everything is compliance reporting. We're in an industry where if you don't get this right, it's your license. And as all of you know, the steps you have to go through to get a license, cost, time, energy, it's massive. So making sure that we're keeping track of the marijuana like we're supposed to, that's what compliance is all about.
Tracking and tracing. Yeah.
Go ahead, Gary.
No, I was just gonna say that tracking and tracing, how important that is, ladies and gentlemen. Have everything, every bit of bud that you coming in and out of any dispensary has to be accounted for. If there's anything that goes off, if there's shortages, someone stealing, you're accounted for. You get fined for that. You have to know where everything is. If you have shrinkage, even shrinkage is a thing. Something, guys, when you get the bud in and it starts to dry out, and it starts to lose some weight. All of a sudden, the state says, "Wait a minute, you had 45 pounds, but out the door only went 44. What happened to the other pound?" And it's other things like that you have to account for, that you have to have a system in place to add these notes, have SOPs in place to make sure that the notes are added. And all of these things are kept up to par, because when the inspectors come, they're not going to be lenient on you, man. That's for sure. So go ahead, Gary. I want to throw that in here.
Everything you said is true. Yeah. Well, we put compliance at the top. We just talked about that. Launch and support. Now realize no one in New Jersey has ever, none of you guys have ever launched a store before. And unless you were with one of those old medical stores, this is pretty new. And the new rules and things you've got to do to make your store compliant, we help with. But as you're shopping for POS, find out how much time and energy they're going to put into helping you set up your store right, training your people so that you're going to be successful. Reliability and uptime, well, that's Google any company that is me or my competitors, and type in 420 and see if they stayed up with no outages on 420. That's their biggest day. The thing you want to do is see if they built their systems for where the cannabis industry is going, and they're not trying to catch up with the demand of what the cannabis industry is throwing at these systems. It goes to scalability. Are they built to scale? Or even better, are they built ahead of the demand that's going to be placed on these systems? Because 420 is when it shows that they don't, and it falls down. User experience. Well, this is one of our things. How easy is it to train and to learn? And then how easy is it to use? Speed of transacting. So that's just how dynamic and powerful this cloud connectivity is to your systems. Back-end capability and reporting. Well, what you're going to find is reporting is in the top 3 most important things. Not just how my store is doing, what's selling, but what's coming in, how fast is it selling, what's our top products, trying to understand your inventory mix so that you can optimize your margins. And we talked about partner ecosystems. Well, there's a few, now I'm on to Gary's tips for POS. Features most cannabis POS are missing. So he gave me some guidance on, Gary, answer these things. So here I am.
Yeah, man. This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff, ladies and gentlemen, that we've been waiting for, right? This is the things that are missing. The most important things, right? When you're shopping for something, we want to find all the bells and whistles, but the more important things are the things that are missing. Those are the ones that are easy to overlook. And that's the reason why I wanted to focus.
Yeah, and you want to ask these questions. You want to know, how do they stop over limit sales? So the limit is a hard thing to figure out, because New Jersey does have a conversion table, which means how much concentrate equals how much flower can be sold. Right. How much, if it's a tincture or it's a vape pen, it has an equivalency. That's the key word, an equivalency to flower. So as you're filling up a basket with product, how much is in the basket leading to the limit that someone can buy? How does the system figure all that out on the back end? And then ultimately, how does it stop over limit sales? That's the key. And then is there ability to override that? And why would you override it? Understanding all of those rules and having those put into the software are vital.
That's key. Hold on, Gary. I got to stop you on that one. That one's key, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all paying attention to that one right there. Gary just dropped some bombs on you right there. He just dropped some bombs on you right there. How are you going to keep track of all of this stuff when it comes to the limit? Like there's limits in terms of how much a person could buy. One person can purchase in New Jersey. You can only get an ounce. 1 ounce is meant for flour. And then if you have concentrates and vapes and oils, it's not an ounce of the oil, but you have to now do this crazy calculation to figure out how much oil is equal, how much flour and all this. And now you got your employees in there doing a bunch of math, just about to mess your system all up, about to get you all kinds of fines. And this is the reason why you need intelligent systems in place.
Well, the worst thing that could happen is they're doing it on pencil and paper. So they're saying, you're buying a 1/4 ounce of flour. You've got 4 drinks at 100 milligrams a drink. You've got 3 cookies, and they're trying to do all this math to see, that seems like you're pretty close. Well, pretty close is scary. You don't ever want to hear that. Mm-hmm. The other thing on here is ID checking. So is the ID valid? Is it good? And are they of age? So I'll tell you this quick story. When we first started selling 5 years ago in California, I had all these owners say, does your system check IDs? And I went, no. He goes, why not? And I go, well, because you got that guy at the door and you're paying him to check IDs. He goes, well, I can't trust him. I go, well, if you can't trust him, why don't you get someone you can trust? And he goes, look, that guy's 6'5", 300 pounds. That's what I'm paying him for. But his ability to know before this date or after this date and change it every day is what I worry about. Right. Selling to underage people.
Yeah.
So after about 6 months of people yelling at me that we don't have it, we built it in.
Very nice.
That's where
very
the whole
nice.
comes from.
Very nice. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? That's how COVID does, man. That's how that's another thing that we look for, guys. Again, I own a technology company, a web development company, a 27-year-old digital marketing agency. I've been through the ringer since the beginning of the internet. I've built all kinds of systems and sites and stuff like that, and I know the importance. And the thing is, you want a partner, a software partner that's going to listen to what you say and have the ability to implement the changes that you want. That is crucial to the lifeblood of every business, you guys. You don't even know the importance of that, especially as a technology guy, man. For people to have someone at your fingertips that you could say, hey, Gary, listen, I got a problem with this. Hey, Gary, I got a problem with that. And they will actually implement those changes for you. That, my friend, is priceless. Go ahead, Gary. Go ahead, man.
All right. The compliance. So here's one of the things that happens. You're submitting in real time every sale. But sometimes all the sales don't go through, or the information like the batch track number is off or doesn't match what the state thinks are batches in your store. And look for a solution that has the ability to tell you, here's where the discrepancies are, and gives you a tool to fix those discrepancies easily. The third thing is scalability, and we just talked about that. Is the system going to slow down as that POS company adds more and more customers? Or was it built for thousands of customers that someday, hopefully, they get? Well, that matters to you and the speed and the reliability of the system. Well, this just kind of summarizes some things to think about or ask questions about. Is it intuitive and easy to use? So when someone's doing a demo for you of the software, does the flow of using it make sense? And ask yourself, there's 2 perspectives on this point of sale software. There's the front of the house that the bud tender uses, and there's the back of the house that managers and owners use to do things like buy inventory and build a catalog and look at reports. That thing called offline mode, we'll talk about more later, and how much of the compliance reporting is automated. Well, Gary never saw my slides, but he just talked about this. I put in a few quotes from our customers because the important thing I want you to know is stress-free metric integration. Look for that, because
For real.
it's not just every sale going up, but as you do transfers across stores, if you have multiple stores, you have to do destruction, because sometimes you've got product that, like a vape pen's broken. How do you account for that? Because you got to tell the state, we didn't steal this, it's just broken or damaged. And there's got to be a process to tell the state that you're destroying it. Things like that. There's
very important. Very important. Hold on, Gary, real quick, because that's a very important one that we also touched on in some other webinars and things. They were talking about the importance of keeping track of all of the product and having the reporting in place to also communicate that back to the state. Also having the destruction, like Gary was talking about, right? Things that expire, things that are broken. You can't just throw them in the garbage. You know, like you can't just throw that in the garbage. There's a formal process, and you have to use some type of substance to make it inert. They said you can mix it with kitty litter and something else and some other chemical or something. You could do that, or you could take it to some facility and they could dispose of the bad cannabis for you, aka smoke it themselves now. but they get rid of it for you legally so that you have full record of it. So it's not as simple as just a regular business. But go ahead, Gary, again, man. It's good stuff.
Here's another customer who basically said regulations are constantly changing. Well, guess what? I hate to tell you, but as New Jersey gets further and further down the road, there will be constant changes in the regulations. There'll be things they either learn and implement some other rule or reg that you're going to have to adhere to, or there's gaps. There's things like, we never thought of that. It's now a problem. So we're going to implement a new set of rules or regs. And it's up to the cannabis, like our commitment to our clients is all about compliance. So as these things change, like Gary mentioned earlier, we will go in the software and change them to meet all of those new rules. Well, I live in Colorado. We're the oldest rec state, and they're still continually changing the laws and the rules. So that just goes with the territory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. One other thing, I stop you too, Gary. You're making some good points, man. I got to bring it out. Make sure everybody, ladies and gentlemen, that you're catching all of this good stuff, man. And that's very important. The reason why you need a company like COVID, somebody who specializes in cannabis. Why? Because this is crazy, the amount of regulation that we got to keep up with. No human being who's not doing this 24/7 can barely keep up with the amount of regulation changes. You need somebody who specializes looking at it and actively making adjustments. Because COVID has such a big footprint and they have so many operators all over the place, they are going to be a little bit more, they're going to have more pressure and more motivation to be ahead of the curve than some of the other ones. And that's also a reason, that's a way that I use in my brain to select software providers that I'm going to utilize. So just want to share some of that, but go ahead, Gary, hit it up, man.
All right. Well, here's the second question Gary had posed. How to set up a POS to increase sales and order value.
Oh, yeah.
Here's 3 tips. The first one is know your customer. So if you can pull your customer's history up, right? The bud tender could say, you just swipe, I just scanned Gary Cohen's ID. I can see his history. He was here 2 weeks ago. Here's what he bought. He was here 5 weeks ago. Here's what he bought. And now when I start talking to Gary, I can make recommendations based on your past purchase history. Well, that's huge. You're basically sharing with the customer that you know them, you recognize them, you appreciate them. And I'm going to add a little bit of, personalization. Gary, you seem to always buy sativa pens. We just got this new one. You should give it a shot. Give it a try. Here's what people have been saying. And I know the right thing to talk to you about because I know what you do. Secondarily,
that is, hold on, Gary, I gotta stop you again, man, because that's such a killer one right there. Again, that's such a killer one, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let it fly over your head. He says it nonchalantly, but I want you to pay attention because this is one of the most important, and this is coming from me as a marketer, right? Personalization, the ability to customize your product offering according to the demographic of the people that you're targeting. And it's the most effective marketing strategy there is. Pairing it with them. And last week, you guys heard me talk about that and speaking the language, right? As copywriters, we're always trying to speak the language of of the consumer. We need to know what words they use so we can use the same words against them. It's just like when you get an email and you send an email to somebody and someone replies back to your email, and you're in a sea of emails that you have in your email queue, but your email that came back with your subject line will catch your eye more than any other email in your queue. That is proof that your words stand out more in your head. Thus, the reason why as marketers and copywriters, we try to use your words is back to you. So understanding customer history and understanding the things that you like so that I can customize and say, hey, Miss Jones, understand that this is your birthday. Oh, you like the color green. Oh, we like this. Whatever it may be, that gives you the competitive advantage, and it shows that shows the customers that you care about them and you're not wasting their time communicating to them outside of their particular interests. So that is a very, very important one, Gary. So I had to back that one up, man. Yeah.
All right. Thanks. Okay, the next thing is, do you have access to product information? Because if you do, and you can get your bud tenders to utilize this in real time with customers, it adds a layer of expertise, and you get everyone speaking the same language. So I don't say this particular product, this Durban poison, is ABC. And then the next guy, the other bud tender is saying, well, this Durban poison is XYZ. And we're telling two different stories. The ability to increase order value or increase sales comes with product knowledge. So you're standardizing that product knowledge over your employee base. The last one, and the most important here, is look for a solution that shows how much a customer still has available to buy in their limit. So for example, if it says that I've now put in 26 grams of product or its equivalency, I've got 2 grams left to buy. So if I say, hey, we just got these new Aero pre-rolls, which are 1 gram each, by the way, what if we do you want to go ahead and give those a try? Because people are really liking them and they're only $7 each. There's your upsell. There you've increased your order value. And the technology's told you what to upsell and how much you can upsell.
That is great. That is phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta hold on. I gotta go crazy for that one. As a marketer, I gotta go crazy for that one. You don't understand, guys. Y'all don't understand, but I want to put some emphasis on what Gary just said. The system is taking it. It is allowing you to see the limit that person has. It is also suggestive upselling for the bud tender, so they don't have to think, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you kill it in sales. You make sure that your sales team has everything to sell most adequately, that they don't have to think too hard, that it comes up and it pops right up on their screen. So when I see Miss Jones, she comes in and I know she's got X amount of limit left, and I know the screen's going to pop up some of the other things that she's told us from her past, some of her purchase history and other things that we've taken and crunched the data to determine that she likes vape pens or edibles or topicals or whatever. So then the system starts to serve those particular products. I mean, that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do it in marketing, ladies and gentlemen. It is all about it, personalization. And as we get further into commerce and into the future, we're going to see personalization and AI and all this other stuff. We're going to see personalization on a whole nother level. So big up for that, man. Big up for Kova for making that happen.
I'm giving you my best stuff.
I love it.
I'll give you my best stuff.
I love it.
All right. Well, let's move over to this other technology, e-commerce. So you can have a website that identifies you've got a store and tells people about your store. E-commerce is that next level of being able to transact online. And you might not close the sale and collect the payment. You might do that in the store when they come to pick it up, or if it's a delivery, when you actually deliver. But the e-commerce is incorporating a lot more than just where your store is and what your store is about. It's pulling the inventory that's available in the store, displaying it in real time. And what's really important about e-commerce is that it's your way to grab a customer, to make that customer your own. Now, what's common in our market in the cannabis industry is what's called marketplaces. We're anti-marketplace. And the reason is that marketplaces like Grubhub or the food delivery things. If I go to Grubhub and say, I'm just feeling like pizza, Grubhub is putting me or filling that order with some pizza place. And it might, if I've been paying Grubhub to be displayed on Grubhub, it may or may not pick me. That's a marketplace. They're placing the order with maybe Jim's Pizza is paying Grubhub more than I'm paying him, and they're routing the order to Jim. Well, that happens in the cannabis industry on marketplaces. So be really careful. Well, the other thing about a marketplace is that they now have all of your customers' data. So they know who they are, where they live, what they order, all those things we just talked about, they have. If they want to market to that person, they can. That customer didn't become your customer. It became their customer. So when you look at e-commerce, is the service that's building your e-commerce site doing it in a way that's not iframe based? An iframe means it's just displaying static pictures of what you are and what you have. None of that information is indexable or searchable for SEO.
Guys, all right. Y'all know I got to say something about that. Y'all know y'all saw how I went crazy.
This is online marketing 101. It's the most important part.
Exactly. And you guys heard me go crazy about SEO and all of the other things associated with making sure that you're ranking properly. And I got to say something about that, man. Selecting the right POS, the lifeblood of your whole freaking system. Why? Because it also is controlling your e-commerce platform. And the e-commerce, some of these POS systems, their e-commerce platform, they're doing it in what we call iframes. As a technical speak, that means it sucks. It means it cannot rank for any SEO. I'm an SEO professional. I make things rank. I cannot make any of those sites rank that are in iframes. Google can't read them properly. They're all messed up. It's not the way to do it. It's old school stuff. You're supposed to upgrade it and not have that, ladies and gentlemen. So SEO is key. Make sure you're looking for a POS. And guys, ask every one of those POS systems, anybody that you just go to Cova. But if you go to anywhere else, just ask them and say, are the products in iframes? Do you use iframes? Because that's such an important thing. Because if you come to me and you got a POS that's using iframes, I can't even help you. Literally. So that's important. Go ahead, Gary. Go ahead, man.
Yep. And I'm not naming the names of who does that, but it's the biggest company in our space. That's what they do.
Damn, man, such a big problem, guys. Can you believe it? Oh, this is not a small problem. This is a big problem. That's all over the place. You thinking that just because of a name recognition, this, that, and the third. You got to know tech speak, guys. Just don't go by the brand. Don't go by. This is not buying Gucci and Polo and all this, man. This is not buying clothes. This is something you got to run your business. You got to really understand what makes it what it is. So don't take it on face value. Don't take it because somebody said it's good. You better ask some very pointed questions. That's why I brought Gary here today, to give you guys these pointed questions to ask. But go ahead, Gary.
All right. Well, how does compliance fit with e-commerce? And I'll give you the real world. If someone fills the basket and they go over limit, then when that order shows up at the store and it wants to go ultimately through the POS, it should get blocked because you can't sell that much cannabis. So you need those systems to talk online and realize that the order being placed online, because it's not like in a store where a bud tender go, hey, slow down, you can't get this much, and we haven't even rung it up yet. Well, what happens is the store needs to call the customer and say, hey, sorry, we can't do the order that you just placed. Let's take things out and talk it through. Well, that's a lot of less extra labor. Even worse is when the person shows up at the store to pick up their order, and now you have to say, I know you came all the way down here, but we can't do that order. Let's redo it all. Automatic cart recovery just means does your system have the ability to see that someone went through a big piece of the process, stopped for whatever reason? Maybe they lost connection, maybe they got distracted, something. Do you have the ability to reach back out to them and say, hey, do you want to continue down the process and try to save that sale? Well, these are questions to ask.
All right, now wait a minute. I got to go back to that because that is what we call abandoned cart sequences and things like that in marketing, guys. That's one of the most important things in e-commerce. When we are looking and someone is on the site and they have added something to their cart and then they leave the site in without checking out, that is one of the biggest indicators for all of us marketers. We go crazy when we get those indicators because we know that you wanted something that you didn't implement and you didn't go all of the way. So I have to push you further with email, SMS, everything else to say, hey, why didn't you check out? What's this in your cart? You left this in your cart. Do you need something? Do you need a coupon? Anything that I can do to further get you to take that action. So that cart recovery, automated cart recovery, cart abandonment is a big, huge problem in e-commerce, and Cova has that already implemented as well. There you go, Gary. Go ahead, man. Good stuff.
Okay, I'm going to skip over that. This just reinforces what I was saying about SEO. The number one thing that pulls people to your online site is your product selection. So I type in, I want bubblegum kush. And if the SEO can look into your site and go, hey, Gary's dispensary has bubblegum kush, I now have a chance to get a new customer. Okay, we're going to talk about the next thing, which is payments. Payments is a very difficult part of our industry. And the reason it's difficult is that last year, Visa shut down cashless ATM transactions, which was the dominant way that dispensaries were handling payments. Remember, anybody who talks to you about credit card payments, they're obfuscating to the banking industry that it's a cannabis sale. And ultimately, these get shut down and your money gets confiscated or lost in the processing. So you want to stick with debit. And then there's PIN debit, which is about the safest thing we have right now. So keep your eye out for, and as a dispensary owner, you are going to get 3 to 10 calls a week for someone wanting to do your payment processing. And you're going to hear outlandish claims like, we're using the Spanish Banking Act of 1425 out the money through Barbados, and then from Barbados to Spain, and from Spain to Wells Fargo. That's money laundering. So, A, be careful. Secondarily, is it integrated to the POS? If it's a non-integrated solution, meaning I ring you up, your sale is $57.85, and then I ask, what do you want to pay, cash or debit? All of the information is in one system. All the reporting syncs up. If it's non-integrated, it means you can have a terminal right there, like at a restaurant, and they ring you up on your sale, $25.95, but then they go over to the credit card machine or the payment processing machine and type in $25.45. Well, how often do they make a mistake in the numbers that were entered? Or on the POS, they go, what's the payment type? Cash. Well, no, it was a debit. So at the end of the night, someone's got to reconcile all that. Why are we off by 5 cents on that one transaction? I got to find it. Or we've got all these cash sales, but we don't have the cash. So somehow that debit cash thing needs to get fixed.
Mm-hmm. Big time. Okay.
Well, here's some information for you. In the US, dispensaries that have a payment solution, it's a 65-35 on average. If we look at a store that does 214,000 a month, that equals 2.6 million a year, which is our average dispensary's sales. So New Jersey stores are going to be way over this. Same thing with the new legal New York stores. They'll be way over these numbers. But keep these numbers in your head, because what it's going to do is allow you to think about how much cash you're dealing with. And as much of that cash as you can move over to debit, the better. It's just less chance for theft internally and burglary, robbery externally. Mm-hmm. So cash management, which is how am I going to manage my cash? How am I going to do my reporting, is an important factor to think about. Now, there's 3 different ways that you can reliably or safely handle plastic. You can do PIN debit. There's also ACH, which really isn't plastic. ACH is a bank-to-bank transfer. That's where your customer is entering their bank information, and then that money is moving between their bank and the merchant, you, the dispensary. It's kind of clunky in the store. If I got to the front of the line and I said, here's my card, I don't have any cash, and they go, well, we don't really have a way to take that card, but we do have an ACH solution, they're going to need to step aside, set it up. That's not great. But ACH is great for e-commerce. So people are used to doing that through PayPal, Venmo, setting up that real quick, what's your bank, what's your account number, and the transaction goes through. And then lastly, gift cards. Gift cards are kind of funky, and that's coming up at the holidays, where you sell them a gift card. They can come in and wear it down. If there's $100 on there, they just use it like if it's like Starbucks. Okay, well, I've got to speed up because we've got to go. I've got to run in 3 minutes.
This is good stuff, Gary. Gary's been laying it out for us, ladies and gentlemen. He's giving us a bunch of stuff, man. I didn't even expect all of this, but Gary's laying it out for us. That's how he does for Jersey, man. He represents, make sure we get that good info. But thank you, Gary. Go ahead, man. 3 more minutes on the clock. Let's get him out of here.
So this guy says he's got 3 times more transaction size when people have a way to pay by plastic. We find that the average sale is 23% more.
That's a good stat. 23% more using plastic, guys. For a marketer like me, that's all I'm going to remember. That's the only thing. I
either have the cash in my pocket or not, and that's how much I can spend. But if you have plastic, I can buy what I want to buy, and it's going to go through. That's why.
Yes.
Okay, lastly, launch and support. Find out how much handholding and training and education the company is going to do for you. It goes for e-commerce, it goes for POS, it goes for payment. It's all the setup, training, coaching. How much are they willing to do? Because the more they'll do, the more successful you're going to be, because you know how to use these systems and you know why. The last thing is support. So once you're a customer, you're going to have questions, you're going to have issues, and you're going to want to get a hold of a real person. So ask, what kind of support do you provide? Is it chat only? Is it email only? Do you have people who answer? Are those people in North America, or where are they? Ask those questions, because that's what you're going to have to live with to help you solve your problems, and also how fast they can solve those problems. Okay, the last bullet, which I could go into for 20 minutes, but I can't.
Yeah, man. We're going to have to save some of this for the conference, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you get your tickets. October 5th and 6th, Gary's going to be on stage, and he's going to do a more dynamic and even deeper dive presentation for some info we all going to need to run business. But go ahead, Gary. Go ahead, man.
Well, the 3 things, the POS problems no one talks about. One is, what happens when you lose connectivity or power? Do you have to shut your store down? Do you do everything on pencil and paper? And remember, on pencil and paper, you need the batch tracking number for every single item that's sold. It's got to be perfect. So if you lose your power, how do you keep doing sales? Commitment to the retailer. So we've got companies doing that I compete with that do everything: grow management, manufacturing, distribution, now insurance. What are they focused on? So ask that question. Is POS the thing that's most important to your business? Well, they're going to always say, yeah, it is. Well, what else is important? Find that out. Lastly, business solvency. So we've had a really weird industry with a lot of consolidation and a lot of people going out of business. So ask about, when you got a company like Dutchy that was valued at 3.8 or 3 point something billion dollars on raising 550 million. Well, that's not there anymore. The valuation's gone. The money's been spent. What are they going to, what's their war chest to keep providing good solutions to you? Ask those questions.
Very important questions.
Well, guys, I just want to thank you all for being on here. I hope I provided some things to think about when you're shopping, because you ask the right questions to get a good solution.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Cohen, ladies and gentlemen, Cova Software. Did I tell you he was going to bring the noise? Didn't I tell you guys he's going to bring the noise today? That's right. And I did a full-blown presentation. A full-blown. I didn't even tell him to do all of that, ladies and gentlemen. We were just going to do a quick little talk, but he gave you more. See, that's the people who really care about everybody, man. They're dying to give you value. They want to make sure that you get enough value and you leave here with great stuff. But Gary, go ahead, man. Tell him again, October 5th and 6th, you're going to see Gary on stage. He's going to have a whole lot more. This is great data, and he's the data guy. Cova has all the data on everything that's going on in terms of e-commerce and transactions in the cannabis business. That is priceless information, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to be talking with Gary, and I'm going to have him do some exclusive data reveals and some other information that you're not going to get anywhere else but at the conference. We can't reveal it to too many people because we don't want to give too many people advantage, but all my family in there, when you come October 5th and 6th, you're going to get that down and dirty, deep stuff. But Gary just dropped a whole bunch of really great stuff on you right here for free. But go ahead, Gary. Say, man, you got anything else to say, brother?
Well, I just want to say for one thing, dispensaries are now starting to open in New Jersey. So the state is moving forward. The municipalities are moving forward. It's been a long, slow process, but the process is now moving. So we're launching a couple of New Jersey stores a week. I couldn't be happier. So good job, New Jersey, and keep it on.
Let's go. Let's go, okay. Jersey. Let's go. Go ahead, Gary. What'd you say?
I said I got to run.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Gary Cohen in the building. Thank you again. Give it up for Cova Software. Ladies and gentlemen, Cova Software, hit him up, man. He's in and out to make it happen, baby, with a dynamic presentation. Thank y'all so much, man. Real Cannabis Entrepreneur in the building. If you want to go check out Cova, check them out. Cova, P-O-S, Cova Software, covasoftware.com. Go to covasoftware.com, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to go check out Cova Software and run it for any one of your businesses, cannabis businesses or anything else out there, guys, they have payment solutions integrated. They have inventory management. They got metric integration. They have automated upsells and some other things, man. So a lot of really great stuff, man. I can't say enough good things about Cova because I'm a tech head and I just, slowly look at the tech solutions and see who's really got something, who thought their solution through. And Cova was the one that really had thought it through, and they specialize in cannabis, and that's what it's all about. Those who specialize in the thing are going to be a little bit more ahead of the curve. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for today's webinar. Big up to everybody for coming in, man. Big up to you, Savannah, Kurt, Gasper, Gaetano, all my people in the building. Big up to y'all, man. Alfonso in the building. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all for attending, ladies and gentlemen. Big up to Cova Software. Big up to Gary Cohen. Make sure you guys get your tickets October 56th, North New Jersey. Go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com. realcannabisentrepreneur.com. Get those tickets 50% off, man. That price is going up on Thursday. It won't be 50% off after Thursday, so get them now. And 20% off, guys. I got a coupon for you. All my people here. Hold on. Let me give y'all this coupon before we leave. Real quick. Let me bang you out with that coupon right there. $20 off. Go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com. And when you go to checkout, just use webinar fam 20 off. Webinar fam 20 off. Get 20 off. All right. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. We got to get busy, get back to work, man. Thank you all for attending another Real Cannabis Entrepreneur webinar. And we are going to see you guys next week at another webinar, and then October 5th and 6th on stage, baby. North New Jersey, DoubleTree, Off the Hook, after party.